Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. And again, we got to say, you can't be too happy if it's asynchronous, right? Right. Okay, here we go. So we got a couple of diamonds. We got 3 square roots. We got a KenKens. That's only a 3 by 3. We got a few addition and subtracting integer problems. And I want you to check this out. If I add -5 plus -5 plus -5, really, that's like 3 times -5, right? Huh? We'll see what you think, right? Isn't that what multiplication is? It's repeated addition. See what you think about this and this, and then see if you can apply it to that. Okay? All right, then we got a couple of division problems, one with decimals. Watch out for the math, please. One with fractions. Don't forget what the sports taught us. And then the last problem is a surface area and volume of a rectangular prism. Okay, so I'm going to let you copy this top part down first. I'll even zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then you can work on that, and we'll let you copy the bottom part and finish. Okay, go for it. Okay, done press and pause there. Now we are done with the integers up there, right? And now we have the last, the division problems and that surface area and volume. Okay, remember surface area, you're going to get the area of each face. Okay, and then the volume, you're going to tell me how many cubes did it take to make that, right? All right, I will let you copy that down and then see how far you can get. Ask your teacher for help if you need it. All right, let's get some answers here. First off, those 2 diamonds, what 2 numbers have a product of 35 and a sum of 12? Hopefully you figured that out. And how about 54 and 15? 9 times 6 and 9 plus 6, right? On this one, I see a 3 here when I multiply, so I know that's a 3 times 1 or 1 times 3. Okay, and then I also know that there's no 2 in that row in these 2 boxes, so a 2 must go there. Sometimes that helps me, but here when I subtract, I get 1. This could be a 3 minus 2, but it can also be a 2 minus 1. So I don't know what goes here. So I'm still looking, okay? Now here, it could be a 3 minus 3 or a 2 minus 1, so that doesn't help me. So maybe I can figure something out here. If I'm adding 3 numbers and I get 8, I know 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So to get 8, I got to go 3 plus 3 plus 2, huh? But I can't have 2 3s in the same column, and I can't have 2 3s in the same row. So those 2 3s have to be split up. 1 has to go there, 1 has to go there, then I put a 2 here, right? 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 3 more is 5, plus 3 more is 8. Okay, now I have a 3 in the bottom row, the middle row, but not the top row. The third column, the second column, not the first column. So where's that next 3 go? Okay, what's missing in that top row? In the center column? Does that fit? Yeah, 3 times 1. What's missing in that third column? I got a 2, got a 3, don't have a 1, and it's 2 minus 1, 1. Yeah. All right, what's missing in that second row? And what's missing in the bottom row? Double check 2 minus 1, and we already checked the rest. Good job. What is the square root of 9/64? 3/8. How about the square root of 25 over 81? Should be 5/9, right? 49 over 100? It's not 7 over 50. It is 7 over 10. All right, integers. I owe $20 plus I have $6. That doesn't mean I owe 26. That's the most popular wrong answer, right? Remember, I owe 20, but I have 6. That's a positive. Can I pay everything off? No, I'm still going to owe. My answer is going to be negative, but I'm not going to owe as much because I'm going to pay off 6 of it. So what do I owe? 14. How about I owe 20 and I spend 6? Okay, remember what Mr. Daniels' former students always say, instead of subtracting a positive, add the opposite. I owe 20 plus I owe 6. I owe 26 now. Okay, negative 20 minus negative 6. Again, instead of subtracting a negative, I'm going to add a positive. And didn't we just do this? We did. I owe 14. All right. I owe 5 plus I owe 5 more plus I owe 5 more. Total, I owe 15. And isn't it the same as 3 times negative 5? It is. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. How about 4 times negative 7? Well, negative 7 plus negative 7 plus negative 7 plus negative 7, that's a total of negative 28. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah, we're getting ready to start multiplying these. Yeah, I smell a slam game coming. Yeah. All right. Divide here. And I always say be careful. You don't want to run into the math police. Right? The math police will show up if I start dividing with that decimal outside the box. I have to get rid of it, but I wrote it in pen so I can't erase it. So I got to move it over to the right. If I slide it on over to the right, now I don't need it. It can disappear. However, Tanner got 1 scoop ice cream. How much does Tater get? What are you talking about, Mr. Daniel? Yeah, that's Tanner. We got to move it over 1 spot, right? If I moved it over 2 spots outside, I move it over 2 spots inside. If I moved it over 5 spots outside, I got to move it over 5 spots inside. Now, raise your hand if you're smart. Okay, Gage, if you were smart, what would you do right here? I'm laughing. Do not divide with all those decimals and scoops. That's confusing. You spend an extra 4 seconds rewriting the problem. You write it correctly, though, right? 4 into 23.6. That is so much less confusing than that. And now all you got to do, if there's a decimal inside the box, you bring it up and divide, right? 4 goes into 23 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract. What do I do now? Bring down the next number. 4 goes into 36 9 times, and that's a perfect fit. Okay? All right. What am I going to do here? I'm going to do the C method and turn this into an improper fraction. How do I do that? I go 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23 over 4. Now, remember what Ms. Norris taught us. And we're going to smell my feet. What does that mean? That means we're going to leave that first number the same. Don't mess with that first number, 23/4, right? It's easier if you leave it the same. I'm going to multiply instead of divide because multiplying fractions is what? Easy, right? So I'm going to, that second number, I'm going to flip it. Instead of 3/8, I'm going to write 8 over 3. Now I'm going to simplify before I start because 4 goes into 4 once and it goes into the top over here twice. 2 times 23 is 46 and 3 times 1 is. Now I know that 3 goes into 46 15 times because 3 times 15 is 45. So I'm just going to put 15 there, 45, and my remainder goes on top, my divisor on the bottom. 15 1/3 is your answer. Okay? All right, last 2 problems. Wait, there's only one there, Mr. Davis. No, I got to do 2 things, right? I got to get the surface area and the volume. Remember, the surface area is like how many stickers would it take to cover it? Okay? And to get the surface area of a, what's that shape? A rectangular prism. That's a rectangle that goes straight up from the ground, 7 meters. What's a rectangle? It's 9 times what? And again, how do you tell? When you draw a rectangular prism, you have 3 sets of parallel lines. Horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. Those will all be the same. So that's 6, that's 6, and that is 6. You have 3 sets of vertical lines. That's straight up and down. Vertical, vertical, vertical. And they will all be the same. So that's 7, that's 7, that's 7. And you have 3 diagonals, right? Diagonal, diagonal. And those are parallel. If that's 9, that's 9, that's 9. Okay, that'll help us. Now, to get the surface area, I have to get the area of all of the surface all the way around. And a rectangular prism has a top, it has a front, and it has a left side. And the top will be the same as the bottom. The front will be the same as the back, and the left will be the same as the right. And that's 6 sides, 6 faces is what we call them. And you add them all up. So what is the area of the top? Well, 9 times 6. Forget that. Up here, right? That's 54. What is the front? 7 times 6, 42. What is the right side? 9 times 7, 63. Now, I can go ahead and write the top and bottom 54 plus 54. And the front and the back, I can say 42 plus 42. And the left and the right, I can say 63 plus 63. Or I can add 54, 42, and 63 and double it. 54, 42, 63. 4 and 2 is 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 and 4 is 9 plus 6 is 15. 159 doubled is the surface area equals 159 doubled is 318. And area is always square units. That's to the second power. Okay, now how about the volume? The volume is how many cubes did it take to make this? And remember, get that top layer. That's how many cubes did it take to make that layer? 3 times 3. And then how many layers do you have? Okay, so you got 9 times 3 is 27. Same idea. Let's get the top layer. And in geometry, they will tell you that the volume is the base with a capital B times the height. And the base with a capital B means that's the area of the base. I always say get the area of the top, but guess what? The bottom is the same. The base, right? Because a top and the bottom are the same for a rectangular prism. So how do we get the area of the base or the top? It's 9 times 6. We've got a 54. How tall is it? 7. So what is the volume? 7 times 54. And you can do that in your head. What you're doing in your head is called the distributive property. You're turning that 54 into 50 plus 4. And you're doing 7 times 50 in your head, which is easy. It's like 7 times 5. And you're not adding 4. You're adding 7 times 4 in your head, which is 28. So you got 350 and 28. And a lot of you can carry that in your head and add them. And you get 378. And what are our units? Remember, they're cubes. How many blocks? So cubes, you can write cubic meters, but the shortcut is meter to the third power. Okay? All right, you guys. If you started your iReady test yesterday and haven't finished, you have to finish that today. Okay? And then you have a math assignment. Get the homework done. And some of you might have some science too. If not, get your con done and anything else, because we are getting ready to cross the finish line soon, right? And you can't turn anything in June 5th, right? All right, go get her done, as they say, right?